Hello and welcome to the Downloads Training Intro webinar. In today's class, we're going to focus on the topics of setting up your system to receive carrier downloads. If we hover over the username that we're logged in as in the top right of the screen, we'll see Preferences is the first option on the list. The download setup will occur in our location preferences. We do cover the location and global preferences in further detail in our system setup training webinar. These areas are usually reserved for just your system administrators. So if you do not have access to these areas, your system administrator will need to come and set up the downloads. Now here we are in the location preferences. You'll see these are divided by the different agency office locations that you have available. In my test database, I have 3 physical office locations for my agency. The downloads will have its own separate tab here. So for my training main office location, looking at my download setup, I can see where I can enter my IVANS account information here. So the email you receive from the carrier is typically going to contain an IVANS account number and a user ID. They're not going to send you a separate password. If you notice here, the password is actually exactly the same as my user ID. That is by design, so yours is going to work the same way. I will come into this section and click Edit, enter my account number for the IVANS account and the user ID, and then I can copy and paste the user ID into the password section. Mailbox support type, you have a couple options here. By default, this will be set to ECS, which is typically where you will need this set at. Now, if you are setting up carrier downloads for one office location using one IVANS account, then we can just save our changes here. If we are using one IVANS account but we're doing downloads to multiple office locations, in this example I had 3 locations. If I'm trying to do carrier downloads to all of them with one IVANS account, there's an option here to enable MultiOffice downloads. I would check this box so that when the download transactions come in, the system can try to find a match across all of my office locations, not just the customers and policies at the one location. And I can save my changes there to set up IVANS downloads with one IVANS account for multiple office locations. If I'm trying to set up downloads to do multiple office locations with multiple IVANS accounts, you can have one IVANS account for each individual office location. In order to do so, I would keep the multi-office option unchecked so it says no. However, I would need to go into each of my individual office locations, go to the Downloads tab, and set up the specific IVANS account information for each specific location. Now, when we have the IVANS account information input, we can also schedule an automatic time for the downloads to occur. That would be the second box down below here. The time that we set does not need to be when my computer is turned on. Since the downloads will occur in the cloud, your machine can be shut off. You will find the downloads waiting in the download section for you when you reboot the machine the next day. So I can come in here and click Edit, set the time of day, and make sure the Enable box is checked so that the downloads can happen at the same time every day. And then you're just going into the download section to review and process anything that might still need some matching assistance.